Okay, day 18 here of your 21-day challenge. Wow, we're getting there. So today we're going to work on core, but it's going to be a little bit different than what we normally think of core. It's not going to be a lot of crunching or that kind of thing, but more deep core, the kind of core that connects legs to torso. So we're going to be mostly targeting the psoas muscle. So it's deep. It may feel more like leg work, especially if this is your first time doing this kind of work. But if you stick with it, you'll start to feel that internal kind of work that's happening that lets us have a lot more lightness and ease in our movements because we've got that deep core working that connects our torso to our legs. So I hope it's fun, and let's get going. So we're gonna start on our mats. And we're just going to come straight into it. So let's take a nice long stance, right foot forward, left foot back, and go ahead and bring your fingers down. So we're going to come into a high lunge position first, and just first start to establish pulling that right hip back. Maybe even put your thumb in the hip crease and just pull the hip back. Even if it feels like it kind of pulls you out of alignment, just feel what that feels like. And then try to track the right knee towards the midline as you pull that right hip back. Good. One more breath, long through the back, neutral spine. Good. And then place both hands down, press back. We're going to come to downward facing dog. Good. And then we'll just bring the left foot forward, coming up onto the fingertips, finding our high lunge first. Hug the thighs into midline and pull that left hip back in space. And then I encourage you to place your left thumb there in that crease and pull it back so much so that you notice your left knee splaying out to the side, and then pull that left knee back into the center line. And as you do more and more of this work, you'll feel more and more parts of your legs working and more solid in your standing poses. So see if you can keep that as you release the hand and then press back to downward facing dog. Good. Inhale the right leg up and back. Exhale, we're going to bring knee to nose and then step through. Good. So we're back in high lunge. So same work. We're going to pull that right hip back in space, track the right knee forward, and then we're going to bring the hands to the hips and keep the torso down near the thighs, right? Pull the shoulder blades back onto the back of the body, back of the neck nice and long, inhaling, keep pulling that right hip back. Good, and then add the arms overhead. See if you can get the biceps up near the ears. Keep reaching back through the left foot and forward through the hands so you're one long line of energy. Good, and then go ahead and release your hands back down to the ground. Press back, downward facing dog. Let's roll forward into plank and then lower down. Inhaling up and exhaling back to downward facing dog. Good. Lift the left foot up and back. Exhale, bring knee to nose. And then step through between the hands. And again, come light up onto your fingertips. Pull that left hip back in space. Back of the neck long. And then just bring your hands to hips first. And again, pull that left hip back in space. Maybe you can see the change that happens for me when I pull my left hip back. It orients my hips towards the front of my mat. I might feel more of a stretch, but over time it's going to make me stronger. And then add the arms, biceps up close to the ears. Pull the thighs in towards each other. Nice big breaths here. Spread the toes wide. And then exhale, go ahead and release. Push back, downward facing dog. And then inhale forward. And exhale, lower down. Inhale, up dog. And exhale, back to downward facing dog. So far, mostly Mostly just leg work, right? Inhale, lift the right leg up and back. Exhale, knee to nose. Step that right foot through and then come up right away. We're going to either, if you want to make it easier, you can keep your hands down by your sides. Otherwise, add them up above the head, biceps near the ears. And we're going to shift forward coming into warrior three. Back leg nice and strong. So we're lifting up through the hamstring while we're keeping that right leg nice and strong and straight. So try to make that right leg as straight as possible. And then we're going to pendulum forward. So we're going to keep the left leg straight as we pendulum forward and lift the left knee up. Good. And then we're going to go back the other way. So straighten the left leg, pendulum forward back into warrior three. Bend deeply into the right leg, step back. Inhale, we're going to come into crescent and bend, nice big bend in the left knee. And then go ahead and place the hands on either side of the right foot. Step back, downward facing dog. Inhale forward. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, up dog or cobra. And exhale, back to downward facing dog. Good. Lift left leg up and back. Exhale, knee to nose. Step forward. Good. And then we're going to inhale up, either arms by the side or overhead. Bend, then shift forward. You're going to shift all the way forward, coming into warrior three. Lift up through the right hamstrings. Keep the toes facing down keep the right toes facing down towards the earth. Good. And then you're going to pendulum up, lift the right knee. Big breath there. One more nice big breath. Good. And then exhale, we're going to straighten the right leg back down towards the ground, then pendulum forward. Bend deeply into that left leg. Reach back with the right foot as you reach forward with the hands till you step back nice and gracefully. Lower the right knee a little bit. Bend in the right knee so that you can get this lift in the hips. Good. And then go ahead and release, hands down to either side, and then move through vinyasa. So either lower down knees, chest and chin, or chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, back to downward facing dog. Good. Let's take a nice big breath here. Okay, one more go. Oh, shoot. Okay, one more go. So lift right leg up and back, inhaling. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, lift up. Bend the back knee. Exhale, fold forward over the right leg. Come forward into warrior three. Lift up through the left hamstring. So we're lifting up, up, up as we try to straighten that right leg as much as possible. Pendulum up, lifting the left knee. Good. And then this time we're going to try to straighten that left leg out in front of us as we keep the arms up overhead and keep trying to straighten that right leg. Good. One more inhale here. Good. Slowly lower that left leg, coming back into warrior three. Bend deeply into the right leg as you gently step back. Inhaling into crescent, allowing that bend in the left knee. Exhale, lower, step back. Either knees, chest and chin, or chaturanga. Make sure the elbows are pulled in towards the waist. Inhale, up dog or cobra. And exhale, back to downward facing dog. Good. Nice big breath. Good. Lift left leg up and back. Exhale, knee to nose. Lift up nice and high. And then step through. Inhale up, bend the back knee so that you can get the hip points nice and high, pulling that low belly in. Exhale, you're going to lean over, reach over that front thigh. And then lean forward, coming into warrior three, lifting up from the hamstrings of the right leg as you try to straighten that left leg nice and straight. Exhale, bring knee up. Good. And then keep the arms reaching up towards the sky. Left leg trying to be nice and strong and straight. And then we're going to straighten the right leg. Take a nice big inhale. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Go ahead and lower that nice and slow. All the way back to warrior three. Bend deeply down into that left leg as you reach back, stepping gently down, coming into crescent, inhaling. Exhale, lower the hands on either side of the foot, press back, downward facing dog. Roll forward, coming into plank, pull the elbows in towards the side, lower down, either knees, chest and chin, or chaturanga. Inhale, up dog or cobra. And then exhale, pressing all the way back to downward facing dog. And take 3 nice big breaths here. Inhaling up through the inseams of the legs. Exhaling down through the spine, all the way down through the hands, back into the earth. Inhaling up through the inseams, reaching the sit bones up towards the sky. And exhaling down through the spine, let the neck be loose. Inhaling up. Exhaling back down into the earth. Good. Lower the knees. Twist to sit on your heels. Roll the shoulders onto the back body. Bring your hands to heart center, into Anjali Mudra. Bow the head. Press, give a little bit of press into the palms so that you can feel that connection. Let the breath be big. And again, to end our practice with a wish that any and all benefits from our practice, may they be of benefit for others. And I wish you well along your journey, along this 21-day challenge. And I hope that it serves you well and that you found some kind of connection to some deep parts of your core. Namaste.